that's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's good. You ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to Whiskey's Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano.
And I'm Mary Bridget Fasciano, Peter's sister.
And today is Monday, and we've got bourbons, 2 of them. For the next 2 weeks, the next 2 Mondays in a row, I am going to be doing a straight bourbon whiskey. Yep, got that one right. And then a straight wheated bourbon whiskey. So we're going to do the Green River this week, and then we're going to do the, what do we have down there? I think it's the Ben Holiday next week. Mm-hmm. So John and I, my brother-in-law and I, were over in California doing a barbecue event. Green River was not distributed in Arizona, and it's something that I wanted to pick up. So we picked them up. Now that we're back home, guess what?
We're doing a review. But
they're also distributed in Arizona now. So I'm starting to see these at the local liquor store. So why don't you go ahead
started a trend.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and pour that one? I'll pour this one.
Am I pouring it in?
It doesn't matter. You just pour them in both of them, and then I'll pour mine in both of these.
Okay.
So just like always, we're going to pour them, nose them, taste them, talk about them a little bit, add some water to it, and then if you stick around until the very end,
we'll give it a score.
We'll give it a score. So if you have had Green River, their straight bourbon whiskey, or their straight bourbon wheat, no, their straight wheat bourbon, let me know in the comments down below what you think of them.
Oh my gosh, this is my inability.
The person with no spatial intelligence.
I have no spatial intelligence. Okay, wait.
So this is the bourbon.
Okay, this is the wheated. That's the wheated.
So the wheated will be in my right. The bourbon will be...
Okay. That was really embarrassing. I have no spatial intelligence.
So before we get into this really quick, these are both pretty much the same. They are the Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey and then the Kentucky Straight Wheat Bourbon Whiskey, if I'm getting that correct. They're both 45% ABV. They're 750 milliliter bottles. The mash bills are pretty much the same of the corn. We're looking at 70% corn, 21% winter rye, 21% wheat. And then the bourbon or the malt part of it are 9%. So 9% 2 and 6 row barley, and then the 9% just 6 row barley. That's where we're at. The wheated bourbon was $39.99, and then the straight bourbon whiskey was $35.99.
Oh, not
so a little bit less expensive for the bourbon, a little bit more for the wheated bourbon. So let's go ahead and get to the straight bourbon whiskey first, which is on your left.
Look, see.
Do they look
little
different?
darker.
Yeah, it does look a little bit darker. And they're sweet. I can already smell them. Wow. That is a surprisingly good nose right off the bat. You get a little bit of cherry, a little bit of vanilla. Again, no burn of ABV. I think these are not going to, blow out our palates.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what I think because I didn't think we were doing this right away.
Oh yeah.
I got over here
so
and just brushed my teeth.
I have her for the day. So we're just gonna batch shoot as many episodes as we can and see where we get.
This seems really light to me on the nose. Like I'm not picking up a whole lot.
Yeah, there's not a lot to it on the nose. It just smells like your basic typical bourbon with your vanilla notes. You get, not a whole lot of time do I get honey in something, but I think I'm picking up a little bit of honey in here. It smells sweet. Mm-hmm. Doesn't smell like a whole lot of oak.
No.
Getting any kind of spice out of it at all? Like cinnamon or pepper or ginger or Christmas spices or anything like that? Or is it pretty much just sweet?
I don't know. I'm out of practice. It's been a month.
Yeah, it has been a while. So back by popular demand. Yeah, I think it smells good.
It smells,
but it's not
subtle.
wowing me.
No, yeah. It's a pleasant smell, but it's a very subtle smell.
Yeah. $35.
All right.
Very subtle smell. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Let's hope my toothpaste doesn't alter the taste.
Well, that's exactly the exact same palate I'm getting is the exact same thing that I got on the nose.
I like this.
They're very subtle, small cherry note, vanilla, a little bit of honey. Doesn't burn a whole lot.
No, that's nice.
That is a very solid, straightforward,
nice
rounded, nothing sharp, nothing overpowering. That's very decent.
Yeah, and I think that's the first time I've ever picked up cherry on the palate.
Yeah, that's a good sipper.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it's an easy sipper too. That's crazy. Now I'm getting a little bit of oak, and I'm thinking somewhere along the way that I heard that this might be around 6 years of age. I'm not exactly positive, but they're a relatively new distillery as far as producing their own stuff just recently. I'll get to that in a second with
more
the
on the nose now that I did that.
with the history of it. But yeah, I think this smells and tastes pretty good.
Yeah. That was a great first sip of the day.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get that second sip really quick.
Okay.
Well, not really quick, but let's speed it up a little bit.
Slow motion.
No. Oh yeah, that goes down really easy.
Yeah, that's nice.
Real easy. Wow. I'm going to add a little bit of water to mine.
Yeah, I'm not adding anything to mine.
Okay,
I like it exactly the way it is. I'll taste yours, but
All right.
you're not messing mine up.
All right. What do you think again in the comments down below? And this is the first video in September. So I'm starting off or kicking off my September giveaway. So congratulations to whoever won the August giveaway. We're going to do that on our Sip It or Skip It on Wednesday. Rules to that giveaway are in the description below. If you are interested in supporting the channel, feel free to read through those and donate to your heart's content. All right, let's go ahead and get it on to the wheated bourbon.
All right. Now remind me again.
Sweet wheat. Wheat's
Okay.
supposed to be a little bit sweeter than just regular
So it's going
bourbon.
to be even sweeter than that.
But this
should be sweeter.
So
than
this
that.
is surprising. This is a high rye bourbon. So the secondary grain is 21% rye, and this is 21% wheat. I'm surprised I didn't get more spice out of this.
Maybe we will when
Initial-
we go
yeah,
back
maybe.
and forth, get some of those typical rye flavors.
Much softer on the nose, and I think that's typical of wheated bourbons. They're not as
Which is funny because that was
Vibrant?
pretty darn soft.
Yeah.
So to say this one's even softer on the nose, but you
Yeah.
are. You're
I
right.
always use the analogy of like, is it an analogy, Mrs. Language Arts teacher? This is like a volume knob, and this was up to 10. Not that it was 10, but this is now dialed back to about 5. The nose that I'm getting here is not as vibrant. It's about as half as vibrant as that. Still smells really good. Smells soft. It smells really soft. Still sweet though. That cherry is gone. I'm not getting
Yeah, I'm
that.
not getting that same.
It's pretty much vanilla. Not vanilla as in plain, but as
Right.
in like vanilla ice cream.
Not like your vanilla.
Yeah. This is. Yeah, I like it as well. I don't think I like it as much as the first
As the
one.
the nose on
the
this,
nose on the first
because
one.
of the cherry
was
on the
great.
nose
Yeah.
adds a little bit more of a complexity to that.
Ready to get this one?
I am ready.
Yeah, there's not much to say. It's just vanilla,
Mm-hmm.
but vanilla frosting, vanilla ice cream. Cheers. Cheers, everyone.
Yeah, kind of like a vanilla frosting. That's good too.
Yeah, they're soft. Now I can definitely tell that there was spice in this one compared to that.
Yeah, yeah.
This is creamy.
It's
It's very
totally
soft.
creamy.
Lots of vanilla. No spice to actually really mention, but there is a little bit of a tang to it that might be spice for me.
I'm trying to figure out.
But wow,
Although
that's,
I'm not there yet. Trying to figure out if
That's
I
good
even
too.
like it more than that.
John and I think, have only had one pour of this when we first initially got it during during the barbecue
I
competition.
just realized that as I pulled it into the frame. It's their barbecue team sticker.
I want
The longer this is sitting, the more of a nose it's getting.
Yeah.
And it smells
opening
good.
up.
Yeah.
Wow, I like both of these
I do
quite a bit.
too. Wait.
What?
Oh, you're letting the water.
Yeah,
kind
the
of do
water's
its thing.
doing its
Okay.
thing in here, and I'm going to let the water
I'm like,
do its thing in here.
we skipped a part.
Let's get that second sip on the
Yeah.
wheated bourbon and see if anything else. I still think it's pretty vanilla as far as vanilla forward and very soft, well-rounded, not very sharp. Wow, I like that.
I do too.
I like how soft it is, but I
Quite
like
a bit.
Yeah, I do like that vanilla note that's
Yeah.
coming out.
Totally.
Very good.
I'm curious to go back to this first one now.
And no spice.
Yeah.
This is, if you're not if you are a spice person, I'm thinking I'm going to steer you more towards this than the wheated bourbon, because there is nothing but sweet vanilla cream coming through here. And now that I've had this one, there's definitely a spice coming out of that first one. So really quick, while we kind of let the water do its thing, Green River was established or originally founded in 1885 by J.W. McAuliffe. I think that's how you would say it, with a CH at the end, McAuliffe. It's the 10th oldest distillery in the United States, or in Kentucky. Yeah, it's the 10th oldest distillery in Kentucky. And this one has a little bit of a rocky history. It shot up in popularity, and it was like one of the most widely recognizable bourbons of its time. And then obviously when Prohibition hit, just like all the other distilleries, it took a hit. And then it changed hands a couple of times, and they ended up rebuilding it in 1955. Sorry, they stopped at distribution in 1955 after the distillery was rebuilt. 1956 to 1993, it changed hands a couple of times, and then eventually they just abandoned the distillery. And then apparently somebody decided to revive the distillery back under the original name of Green River, and that happened in 2014. And then in 2016, I believe they started to lay down their first barrels. So 2014, reconstruction started, and they started distilling again in 2016. And then after that, in 2022, the bourbon was released, and in 2023, the wheated bourbon was released. I'm not an expert. This was just kind of a quick dive into the distillery. If you know anything more about the distillery, let me know in the comments down below. Correct me kindly if I've misspoken on something.
Kindly.
And I do know somewhere in there, Bardstown Bourbon Company ended up purchasing the distillery. And I think Bardstown Bourbon Company bought the distillery in 2022 based on what I'm looking at in my notes. I think that's kind
They
of...
own a lot, huh? That name is very
Bardstown Bourbon Company is...
very recognizable.
Yeah, one of
to
those
me.
up-and-coming distilleries that are now like dominating the market and putting their fingerprint on the bourbon community of the United States, kind of like Buffalo Trace and stuff like that.
Okay.
All right, I think that's all I have for the information. Let's go ahead and revisit. And while I was blabbing, did you get anything else out of these? Did you taste them at all while I was talking?
No, it was interesting though, going back from this one that's just really silky and without the spice in it, and then going back and trying this one. I know the ABV on this is low, right?
They're both 45%.
Yeah. The spice in this, you know how spice can sometimes come across as ABV, like that burnt. Yeah.
Yeah.
It made the ABV seem a little higher,
Ew.
and it made this one seem even creamier and smoother.
Yeah, silky cream I think is a pretty pretty good descriptor of that. And adding water to this, and now going back to it the second time after smelling and tasting this, there's definitely a spice to this.
It's probably going to make it even spicier, right?
But the cherry note is also very dominant. Yeah, I think they're good. Are you ready to give these a score?
Totally.
All right, so if you are new here, we rate everything out of 5 stars. Based on, I've got to throw in price. Based on price and the notes that we're getting, I'm gonna have to put this.
Wait, which one are we doing first? Because
I think they're both going to be the same for me. Oh, okay. I think this is a good wheated bourbon, and I think this is a good high rye bourbon. Everybody knows, if you've been here for a while, I'm not the biggest high rye fan. I don't like a lot of spice, but there is just enough spice and just enough sweetness for this high rye to be right in my wheelhouse.
They balance
each other out. And even though this is a silky, sweet, smooth type of pour, I still think the flavors that are coming out of this bottle for the price is spot on.
Yeah.
Even though it's a little bit lower on the spice now than the first one, I'm going to give these 3.85.
Oh, okay.
I almost went. Actually, you know what?
3.95 is what I was thinking in my head.
I'm going 3.95.
Yeah.
I'm going 3.95 purely on value alone, and then just pile on top of that just how easy sipping they are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think 395 is great.
I was thinking 395 because when I first tasted this, I was like, "Oh, I really like this." But then, like, what is it? The relief pitcher comes in and wins the
Yeah.
game for you. I went out at like 3.99.
3.99 for the wheated bourbon.
Yeah.
And 395.
I almost
for
wanted
the-
to give it a 4, but I'm like,
Hey, it's your rating. You can do whatever you want.
I know. But yeah, especially for the price.
Yeah, I think they both offer something different. If you're a wheated fan, you'll really enjoy this. If you are not a wheated fan and you want a little bit more spice, obviously this option is going to be right up your alley.
And my personal opinion for somebody that you're trying to get into drinking bourbons, I mean, this is a really good
It's a
place
good starter
to
whiskey,
start.
good
It's
beginner
very
whiskey.
creamy and easy and silky, and I don't know if I've ever had a bourbon, classifying whether it's just any kind of wheated bourbon, whatever, that I've enjoyed as much as this so far.
Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying these both.
Yeah.
And for that, I'm giving them both 395.
Yeah.
So 395 for you, and then 399
9.
for the wheated bourbon.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So I think
That
that's where we're going to leave it.
That was a good first.
Yeah, that was-
a
yeah,
good
that was
first
good.
video back
That
for
was
me.
good.
Yeah.
So leave us some comments down below if you have had either one of these. I know they do a single barrel, they do a rye, and they also have their barrel proof expressions. If you have had any of them, let me know in the comments down below which one of their lineup is your favorite. I'm going to try to find, I think I have, or I saw the rye the other day, so I might want to pick that up. And then this might be something that I would do in a future First Friday Flight Fight.
Totally. I'm excited to taste other expressions of this brand.
Yeah. So, like, subscribe, share this, and turn that bell notification on because we produce videos.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Sometimes it's just me. Sometimes this is the two of us. And maybe hopefully it'll just be her eventually.
No way.
So that's where we're going to leave it, wherever you're at in your journey.
I'm doing this one.
I hope you enjoy it. And we'll see you on Wednesday for the Sip It or Skip It, where I will reveal
The winner.
the
of
winner for the August giveaway.
giveaway.
And I hit the $200 mark, so we are going to be drawing 2 winners this month.
Oh, cool.
For August.
Oh,
so,
fun.
cheers, everyone.
Cheers. We'll see you on Wednesday.